Tonight, Barack Obama gives his fifth State of the Union address, and he's pulling out all the stops. The Democrats are bringing in unemployed people to showcase how bad the economy is. They're talking about global warming to showcase how cold it is this month, and they're also going to talk about executive action to showcase how they haven't been jamming anything down the American people's throats in the last 6 years. Vince, is this a winning strategy?
How is it good for President Obama, who these Democrats are supposed to be up there supporting? You're dragging in the failures of his presidency, like, hey, we brought these unemployed people in off the street. Why don't we hang the debt clock around your neck while we're at it?
Democrats bring in unemployed people when Bush is president, when the Republicans are in charge, and then Democrats are in charge and they still bring in unemployed people. At what point does it become kind of embarrassing for the Democrats to be like, hey, look, we control the Senate, we control the White House, we've had everything for about 6 years, and things still suck.
I mean, they should at least try and lighten the atmosphere. I'd much rather see someone bring in like an everyday Joe who has like a normal job and loves America and just works.
How about the working
something
man?
Normal, yeah. It's
How is that
kind of pleasant to hear about.
Your point is great. How is that good for the country?
Liberals win either way. If things are going well, they can take credit for it, and if things are going bad, it's because we didn't go far enough in the progressive direction. But one thing is interesting. There's an NBC poll out today that said only 3% of Americans think the State of the Union is good. 97% of Americans will be disagreeing with him when he says that lie.
It's bad because it's filled with false promises. It's just, they just make up things.
Just sweet nothings.
Every single time. It's just a wish list of nonsense. In some ways, the State of the Union is like national New Year's resolutions, where you make a bunch of promises that you're definitely not going to keep.
I'm thinking about implementing this in my personal life.
Too.
Like
horrible,
on
right?
my anniversary, you know?
Yeah.
Just a laundry list of things that I'm going to do this year. Of course, you don't have to do any of it.
Yeah, but your wife
That's
will
the-
remember. So now is a good time to launch the global warming agenda, like the one he launched last year, I think. Maybe the year before that, too.
The climate's definitely a changing. And like, oh, okay, so how does that affect me? Well, you got to change your lifestyle. Okay, so what do I got to do? Well, you got to spend a lot more money, and then what you're going to do is you're going to buy a green car, and then what's going to happen is because we don't have any tax revenue from that car, we're going to charge you more for purchasing a green car just so we can recoup the lost tax revenue.
Also, in the last 2 years...
Oh, so this comes out good for me? No, not at all.
In the last 2 years, Spain has cut their climate change program. Germany's cut their climate change program. China stopped manufacturing
never
windmills. People are hurting themselves across the country by throwing boiling water into the air and watching it freeze, and they're just scalding themselves. Like, this is like a thing. The amount of people who've gone to the hospital in the last month to try and recreate that YouTube video where they go like this is amazing, and I'm sure all of them deserve it. Like, come on.
YouTube videos have consequences.
Quentin Tarantino, maker of films,
Creepy, nerdy dude is obsessed with feet. We used to work at a porno video store.
is upset that Gawker has leaked a script of his. Gawker claims that they just linked to it. But now they're in the midst of a lawsuit. Quentin Tarantino's suing them. Matt, do you think that Gawker's going to have to pay up, or are they going to be able to defend themselves as journalists?
I mean, I don't know if this is like a precedent-setting thing or not, but this is like a real ethical conundrum.
He's definitely reached a dead end, and I actually think he's smart because this is a huge publicity stunt. He leaked it to actors.
Of course. If somebody leaked us the State of the Union today, President Obama would not want us to publish it, but I'm pretty confident we would.
He'd probably come down in this harder than he comes down in Ed Snowden. I hate Quentin Tarantino.